doubt, they counted me out, I'm getting it in, yeah. No time for no loss, I'm paying the cost, I'm in it to win, yeah. Confused, mine it can't be diffused. If you ain't thinking the same, then we playing by different rules. You can't see the vision, we living at different views. Until we complete the mission, keep getting up, never snooze. I walked the mile in my shoes, had the mind of a fool, chasing diamonds and jewels. Trust me, I was confused. Started minding my business and used my mind as a tool. Ended up finding my purpose and found the time to get to it. They told me I couldn't do it, they told me I couldn't make it. They sold it, could never break it. That's sadly mistaken. I need a piece of the pie, I want it so bad I can taste it. They told me like Toby, keep on running toes, they gon' take them. Refuse to lose, built to win, apply myself, I felt it in. No time for the doubt, they counted me out, I'm getting it in, yeah. No time for no loss, I pay for the cost, I'm winning to win, yeah. Refuse to lose, I'm built to win, apply myself.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I'm your host, Coach, and this is FFC. Welcome back. So, we are recapping a wonderful week of football in Week 13. It was some difficult football. We are at that time of the season where it's time to start preparing for the playoffs. So, it's going to be some ugly football out here. Now, before we get started, as we recap, let's recap one game. Oh, that Philly and 49ers game. Man, oh man, oh man, oh man. Here's one thing Coach gonna always say. If you know me, if you've been around me long enough, and if you haven't, you're gonna start finding out now. When you watch that Philly and Eagles game, that Eagles and 49ers game, don't take nothing out of that. Yeah, the Eagles got that ass spanked. Don't take nothing out of that. It's the regular season game. If your brain tells you in any way indication that this was supposed to be the rematch for the Super Bowl, no, stop. No, this was not a rematch. What this was another team in the 49ers way to the playoffs. That's all it was. Okay, it just happened to be the Eagles. Here's why it was not a rematch. One, Chase Young won there last year. That's for one. That makes this defense completely different in every aspect. Number two, that was a playoff environment. This is a regular season compiles to wins environment. Bruh, it could have went the opposite way. Eagles could have did the same thing. This is what happened. Since the 49ers just happened to just take off on their behind, bruh, all this 49ers coach did was sit there and because they're going to see each other again in the playoffs. So this is no time to panic. This is the time to let's just play our game. Let this game end how it ends. We're gonna do our But this was not a. Don't get excited. Please don't get excited because I promise you one thing: when they see each other again in the playoffs, excuse me, and they are healthy, we're gonna win. We're not. It's not gonna be these kind of scores. It's not. This is a regular season score. If you want to say maybe it was built up from a lot of noise talking throughout the season, then yeah, I give you that. And then so one team got spanked out of it. But don't think in any way that just because this happened to the Eagles in this regular season game that the 49ers will do it to the Eagles in the playoffs. People, no, it's not gonna happen. The 49ers ain't even gonna play like this in the playoffs. That ain't gonna happen. Okay. The playoffs is going to be a completely different game. I still got the 49ers at the edge of the playoffs. That score going to be a whole lot closer than you think. I promise you that. 49ers in the playoffs to beat the Eagles will have to come from behind and win that game. That's how they win in the playoffs against the Eagles. But this regular season blowout, that's all it was. A regular season blowout. Don't get that. For fantasy purposes, 49ers players, y'all happy. Eagles, not so much. Garbage time. You got a couple of guys that's garbage time, but outside of that, don't take this blowout for nothing more than it was a regular season game, and the 49ers was ready to go. They've been running over everybody else. Y'all thought it was just going to stop because it was the Eagles? No. Now, what I will tell you, I feel like they did pull out the arsenal to beat the Eagles. There's a lot of plays I saw in this game. Like, you do that against other teams that you beat up. So I really hope. I think a guy like Shanahan got so many playbooks. Don't let me sit here and tell you, he used his best playbook. The Eagles got his number. No, because whatever plays you saw in this game, it really don't matter what Sirianni was writing down play-wise. You're not gonna see the plays in the playoffs. What Sirianni was writing down were placements, positions. Where are we failing in penalties? Why are we not? He's writing down specific things, specific what's the word I'm looking for? Specific notes. I say that he's writing down specific notes of positioning, of penalties, of things that no other team could do, and yet they're doing it to us. He's taking notes like a coach should do in a loss like that. I've seen Belichick do it many times, and you come across Belichick with that same kind of crap if you want to. It ain't gonna happen. Okay. A lot of people even think Belichick's time is done. Why? His quarterback is bad. Why is his time done? Look at that defense. Hold on, let me check one thing real quick. Okay, I just want to make sure my speaker was working. Now, all right, so yeah, a guy like Belichick, he ain't going nowhere. Like I said, you're not blowing the Patriots out. They have no quarterback. It's that simple. They have no quarterback. Their defense is literally the only thing that is saying help because Jesus, they need it. Because that defense, Justin Herbert got held to 6. Now, I sat here and bragged about who I like, y'all? Tommy DeVito, okay? Why'd I brag about him? Because against the Patriots, he at least scored and won. Remember, he's 3-0 as a quarterback, okay? That was a tough defense. And again, I think for fantasy purposes, he's got an easy schedule outside of the Eagles, okay? Justin Herbert scored under 8 or at 8. He ain't scored a touchdown. They won that game against the Patriots by 2 field goals. It was 6-0 at the end of that game by 2 field goals. So Belichick ain't going nowhere. That defense needs him, of course. A team needs him, of course. They need a quarterback. Could be Michigan's in the draft. They will have a beautiful draft pick. You know what I'm saying? So, but we saw a blowout. We're gonna see a beautiful game in the playoffs between 49ers and the Eagles. As long as one of them don't get put out in the NFC, when they meet again for that AFC Championship game, it's gonna be a great game. Don't look at this game as like, oh my God, nope. The Eagles. Here's what happened in this loss, right? In a loss to the 49ers, Eagles are still number 1 in the NFC East. In this loss to the 49ers, the Eagles are still number 1 in the NFC. In this loss to the 49ers, the Eagles are still number 1 in the NFL. In a loss, in a blowout. Don't. That's all it was. The Eagles are going to be fine. 49ers has been running through everybody. Without Debo and Trent Williams going down, 49ers may actually be number 1. Because, again, they were just running through people, and you couldn't score on them. They lost 2 valuable pieces to their team. They lost 3 games. You lose valuable pieces on those Eagles, watch how those games go. Okay? Everybody's tethering right now. So injuries right now, you're a valuable person if you get hurt. Because teams are literally tethering because players are they falling. Like the Texans, they lost. Where's the song? Houston, Texas lost Tank down. Don't worry. You head over here to Coach's Couch in a minute. But I want to check the comments real quick. Oh, Evan. Let's see, Evan, what we got? How you doing, my guy? Let's see. We got bench 1. 0.5 PPR. Those are hard, y'all. Half point PPR. Woo! You might be able to play standard league. I love. Oh, and if coaches never said it out loud, I prefer standard lead over PPR. Because if you're not gonna rate points for everybody else, we're gonna play standard, where it's all based on who gets in the end zone. But anyway, 0.5 PPR. You got a bench one: Saquon, Swift, Warren, Ridley, and D Hop. All right, so we don't bench Saquon. Why? Tommy DeVito. Swift, we don't bench because he should be back into running fold. They've been sniping his touchdowns, but I think after this blowout that they had, they're gonna go to another playbook, basically. And you're gonna see more runs out of Swift, but I think you're gonna see a little bit more passing out of Hurst for the remainder of the season. I don't think again, they took notes, they got things they got to change. A loss tells you everything you need to know. You understand they only had one loss on the season to the Jets, right? That really tells them nothing. So all they've been doing is win and win and win. And here's the thing. Some of those wins were, well, you see a team win like they do, right? But then you see a few games where Eagles down the whole game and then they just mustered out that win somehow. Guys, a loss is coming, okay? What it is, the sustainability of what they're doing, it ain't gonna last. Okay? What they needed was this loss. Because when you win so many games, it really is hard to identify where a lot of your mistakes are. It's too much celebrating. It's too much things you're doing right, right? Why you gonna come at your team with a negative attitude when you just literally whipped that other team? Granted, you had issues. We'll fix those issues. See, that's how we fix those issues. But when you lose like this, hey, team meeting, we gotta talk. Yeah, we need to. Look at how we just lost. We're still number one. Can't nobody still mess with us. But look how we just lost. We got comfortable. That's all. We got comfortable. We need to get uncomfortable again. Okay. So, what that means is they need to start relying on proper players. So you're going to see a lot more of that. So yeah, Swift is going to get some more playing time. So I wouldn't bench Swift. Warren, I definitely wouldn't bench. The issue lies between D Hop and Ridley. This is the issue. Christian Kirk is gone for 6 to 8 weeks. That's a long time. That's pretty much the rest of the season. Welcome to Coach's Couch. You got 8 weeks, Pimp. You on IR automatically with 4. So here's what we don't know. Can Calvin Ridley handle the offense as the only wide receiver? Because I think boy is in and out too, the young one with injuries. And now Lawrence is banged up. Now, D Hop isn't playing his best football. However, care what nobody else say. I like that I saw him catch his quarterback catch an attitude with him. He was pissed. No, they didn't. They not. What that means is their chemistry is off and they need to get to work. Now, what that means is I think we got to bench Ridley and we go with D Hop because Ridley's quarterback is banged up no matter what. And even if it's not banged up enough, remember he's not listed as he won't play, but he got to heal up really fast. Like my man Dave said, like he needs super speed. He needs the dark room from Aaron Rodgers. Or he ain't playing this week. And if he ain't playing this week, you think really gonna go off with the backup? Nah, bruh. I gotta pull a Jose from work. Nah, bruh. Ain't gonna happen. What we gonna do? We're gonna go with benching Ridley. And we're gonna put some trust in D Hop this week that his quarterback got mad enough that they talked it out. They got on the field and they're working it out. That's what we're gonna go with that. So yeah. Saquon, Swift, Warren, and D Hop is who we go with. All right. So, as I said, we have Coach's Couch, and I have some names I want to read off because I finally found the list of everybody that is on Coach's Couch. Where you at? Is you? Yes. All right. So it's a really extensive list. Week 1, number 1, Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers has been on coach's couch since week 1 with a torn Achilles. Just 4 plays in the 2023 season and is not expected to return despite the effort to play the season. The injury is serious. He had surgery to repair his Achilles. So I'm not sure how old that report is because dude is at practice. So number 2, J.K. Dobbins is on coach's couch. Like Aaron Rodgers, the running back suffered a torn Achilles in the first game of the season, and that's bad for him because his career he's never been able to stay healthy. Number 3, we got Jack Conklin from Cleveland. This is the Browns. They lost their star tackle, the right tackle. He suffered a knee injury. Week 2, number 1 was Nick Chubb. Gruesome knee injury suffered in week 2. That's so early, man. Avonte Maddox has also joined coach's couch. He suffered a torn pec. C.J. Gardner-Johnson from Detroit. Yeah, he was the interception leader, and he suffered a torn pec. So they lost. Oh, never mind. Week 3, Mike Williams from the Chargers, ACL. Number 2 in week 3 was Trayvon Diggs. Yeah, we knew about that one. Tre'Davious White from Buffalo. Yeah, him with the torn Achilles as well. Christian Gonzalez from New England, a rookie star. What was his? He had a shoulder injury that basically took him out for the season. Week 5, we have Emmanuel Mosley from Detroit. Oh, Detroit. My gosh. And they're still killing it. They're still killing it right now with these injuries. That's got to tell you something. Who's this? Elijah Rivera Tucker, torn Achilles. New York Jets as well. Anthony Richardson, of course, was a shoulder injury. I saw that one. Like, Buddy rolled over. His shoulder did not come with him. I was like, he's done for the season. Cole Holcomb from the Steelers. What was this one? Yep, he suffered a knee injury. Similar to that of Nick Chubb. Cam Akers, a torn Achilles again. So this is his second. He might be done after this one. Daniel Jones, ACL injury week 9. Same as Kyler Murray's. So he should basically, they're saying he's going to miss the same amount of time as Kyler Murray. No, I lost it. No, where did it go? Is this it? Oh, thank God I found it. Ooh. Okay, where was I? Where did I leave off? We got a long list, guys. Yeah, Daniel Jones. Let's see. Week 11, it was Deshaun Watson. Oh, I think we're missing somebody. Somebody's linebacker or safety. I think it was the 49ers. They lost somebody too. I got to go look up his name, but they lost somebody big. Deshaun Watson in week 11 with a shoulder injury. And then Joe Burrow, him with a wrist. I don't know. There is, of course, Tank Dell now. I mean, these are all the names on coach's couch. All these boys are hanging out here, just waiting to get that turn chance against next year. But it's been a rough injury year. I think we really need to do something about this turf issue. I think that's what a lot of this is you're asking human bodies to make certain moves on fake surface. I don't think it works that way. We're not robots. So hopefully the NFL, after everything else they always look into, they really look into this field situation and maybe try to go back to grass. Okay. You want to complain about expensive? You look at the amount of money you make your dang on fans pay for these tickets. You worried about expensive? Go get some real grass. Stop being cheap. I can get offensive. I can get a little attitude. All right, so we are going to take a commercial break real quick, and then when we come back, we're going to get into our fantasy heroes and our fantasy duds. All right, so we will be right back.
Yo, my name is Lambo Anlo.
This is Dimitri.
This is Ed Hahn.
My name is Daryl Julian, and this is
Refuse to lose sports.
Refuse to lose sports.
Refuse to Lose Sports.
Refuse to lose sports.
Mine it can't be diffused. If you ain't thinking the same, then we playing by different rules. You can't see the vision, we living at different views. Until we complete the mission, keep getting up, never snooze. I walked a mile in my shoes, had the mind of a fool, chasing diamonds and jewels. Trust me, I was confused. Started minding my business and used my mind as a tool. Ended up finding my purpose and found the time to get to it. They told me I couldn't do it. They told me I couldn't make it. They sold it, could never break it. That's sadly mistaken. I need a piece of the pie. I want it so bad I can taste it. They told me, keep on running toes, they gon' take them. Refuse to lose, built to win. Apply myself, I felt it in. No time for the doubt, they counted me out, I'm getting it in, yeah. No time for no loss, I pay for the cost, I'm winning to win, yeah. Refuse to lose, I'm built to win. Apply myself, I felt it in. No time for the doubt, they counted me out, I'm getting it in, yeah. No time for no loss, I'm paying the cost, I'm in it to win, yeah. Refuse.
Hey, everybody. All right, welcome back. Welcome back from commercial break. And hold on, let me see if I can find my banner. Week 13 duds and heroes. Sorry, I had to make the banner. All right, so we got our week 13. We got our week 13 duds and heroes. And of course, let me see if this works. Oh, I wonder if y'all heard that. If you did, Coach bought this Stream Deck thing a while back. I had no idea how to use it. I thought I did when I plugged it in. I didn't. And then lately, I've been trying to figure it out. So I finally been able to get. If you heard that, I finally been able to get sounds on here. So it's a really cool thing that I found. The app that comes with it, because it has like different, I think, backgrounds and musics and videos. Like I can actually play different songs and stuff. Like anything that's how I'm trying to juice up FFC a little bit more, bring in more, movable visual arts or visual pieces, so we can have more than just my face. I could probably like have me and then have something pop up on the screen with the sound whooshing like that. You know what I'm saying? So that's the only sound I got. Because I just started to like this morning messing around with it. But I just wanted to play around with that real quick. But let's transition over to duds and heroes. There we go. All right. Let's see here. Before we do that, I see I got a slew of comments. Let's see what we got here. My man Bear, fire Ron Rivera. Yes. I personally believe Ron Rivera will be fired by the end of the season. They had every chance to have a better season this year, and you can actually say they didn't because of the defense. This is what happens with Ron Rivera. It starts off looking good. It does. It looks really nice. Just give it a couple years, and then, like it happened in Carolina. Like it just, I don't know. It's a thing with him. Like they start off good, and then the longer he's the coach, the worse the defense gets. Basically, that's the best way I can put it. Let's see what we got here. Fire Todd Bowles. Absolutely. Why not? He ain't good. Baker Mayfield. It's the fact that Baker Mayfield is the reason this team looks good, not Todd Bowles. That's the eye pieces we gotta pay attention to. It ain't Todd Bowles. He is not an offensive coordinator. He's not an offensive minded person. He's a cover 2, Tampa 2 defensive coordinator. That's it. That's all he can do. Nothing else. I can't even do the smirk because it's so stupid. And I think a report actually came out that they plan to let him go at the end of the season. So it's just something we're gonna have to suffer and enjoy. That's why his beard growing out. He pretty much sad knowing his job is done. So it's nothing more. The Chargers even can do to save their season. They're done. Like, bro, if the Bucks don't make it into the playoffs, right? Because somehow the Falcons did. Oh, bro, you got fire time, man. It's like, what are we lingering for? You let the Falcons with no team get into the playoffs? Come on. This is now I get it. If Todd Bowles keeps his job, if Bucks get into the playoffs. I need the Bucks to get into the playoffs, but I don't need the Falcons in the playoffs. See? So I got money on it. And this is the sad part is my money is more important than Todd Bowles get fired. Don't worry, I'll gladly pay it if it happens. I said I'll pay $100 if Atlanta somehow walk they behind in the playoffs. So far, if Todd Bowles fails as a coach, which he usually does, it'll happen. Hey, Matt, what did I say before the season? Dolphins lose 3 games at max. They still got 2 more they could possibly lose. Hold your horses. And Tua still got a whole season to get concussed. Let me stop. He ain't gonna get hurt. Nah, he get the ball away. He get the ball out of his hands way too quick, way too fast. What's your asset of the 10-2 Eagles? Oh, we like I said, we discussed the Eagles earlier in my show. Like, ain't nothing wrong with them. Don't get excited about that blowout. Them Eagles are still number 1 in the NFC East. They're still number 1 in the NFC, and they're still number 1 in the NFL. They're fine. Newton carried Ron. He sure did. That's what I ain't no Cam Newton fan because of course they scored because of Cam Newton. Absolutely, he was one of the best red zone threats in the NFL. So I absolutely agree. He carried Ron Rivera, and Ron Rivera ain't gonna be. He basically, I can tell you right now, the enemy ain't carrying Rivera. I can remember. So Ron did the dumbest thing he could have ever. And I never said nothing about this. I kept my mouth shut, and I kept my mouth because, like I like to do, I wanted to see what happened. Right? Rivera made this statement at the beginning of the season, and he said basically he dissolved himself from the offense and just gave it to the enemy. Like, that's him. I'm over here. So you already separated yourself. And I said, that was stupid. Now, they want to say nothing. Want to see how the season went, right? Well, here we are. Why was that a dumb decision? Well, the fact that he separated himself like that is what's going to separate him at the end of the season because all the blame goes to who? Since the offense is his, right? Guess what? Sam Howell is the number 1 leading quarterback in passing yards. So the offense is his, right? The defense is Rivera's, right? That defense is the reason we can't get into the playoffs. Bye, Rivera. It's that simple. You separated yourself at the beginning of the season with that stupid comment. Here's the result of your comment. See, coach pay attention to stuff. Oh, man. Oh, can we please, where you at, buddy? Where you at? Mike Evans. Congratulations. Another year, another 1,000 yards. Like, what? Like, it's absolutely amazing. Like, this, like, Mike Evans is going into the Hall of Fame. Mike, first ballot, most likely. He's got a Super Bowl champion with Tom Brady. And again, that's what he did it with Tom Brady. That's what I love. Mike Evans don't care who he has as quarterback. Mike Evans gonna get him 1,000 yards. He may have had more yards in a season with Tom Brady, which is really nice. But yeah, can we please stand up and give respect to Mike Evans for just another? I think I have it here on my Instagram that I saved too. Well, I can't show you. That's why I need to start learning how to bring that stuff in so I can show you. Because I saved the video of him tearing up through the locker room when he found out another K. You know what I'm saying? Another 1K. So, hey, that man is one of the best wide receivers in the NFL. Kudos to Mike Evans. Congratulations on another 1,000 yards. Like, that was absolutely amazing. Let me go see something real quick. Because you ain't lying. Our 3 NFL MVPs are. It's not Josh Allen. He threw too many interceptions. I know it's Christian McCaffrey is one. Tyreek Hill is another. And I think at quarterback, I think it's Tua at quarterback. I think Tua got more. Let me see who has the most touchdowns. See, this is what we have to go look. NFL player stats. That's what we're looking for. We want that line. We want how many he has. And you're looking at fantasy numbers right now. All right, so take that back. CJ Stroud leads the NFL in passing with 3,540 yards. However, Sam Howell is now number 2 with 3,466. So, it should be. Can CJ Stroud win NFL MVP even though he's a rookie? I don't think he can. He should, but I don't think he can. He's putting up 20 touchdowns and 5 interceptions. The dude has MVP numbers. Like, but it may go to Sam Howell, but he's 18 for 14 in interceptions, so I don't think so. That's why I have Tua because he's 24 for 10. And maybe Dak because he's 26 and 6. Maybe Dak. He might be the one that basically closes out the season. And I say that because, again, Jared Goff has 8, and he could possibly throw 2 more because he went on an interception frenzy a couple weeks ago. For 2 weeks in a row, actually. It won't be Sam. He has 14. It won't be Tua. He has 10. It won't be Josh Allen. He has 13. It won't be Patrick. He has 10. It won't be Herbert because he just doesn't have enough. So for quarterbacking, no, it could be Tua as long as he doesn't throw any more picks, gets more touchdowns, and no one else, and everyone else throws more picks to him. But that's why I put Dak because he has more touchdowns than anybody, and he has one less interception than CJ. I mean, one more interception than CJ Stroud. He only had 6. So, yeah, I think it might be Dak as MVP. Yeah, if he pushes out, if it's not Christian or Tyreek, it'll be Dak at quarterback. I hate the Cowboys religiously, but man, you can't hate Dak. Nope, that's what I'm saying. I'm still waiting for him to throw more than 10, like you said. I gotta hold him to it. Because where's Justin Fields? Them 1,000 yards ain't nowhere in sight, Phil. Nowhere in sight. But I respect that because ain't nothing but a few games left. We in week 14 now. Ain't nothing but a few weeks left. And he only has 6. So he quite possibly, if he keeps this where it's at, he quite possibly will be NFL MVP. If it's not Tyreek or Christian McCaffrey, because boy, them 2 dudes are playing lights out football right now. I really think it's going to be Christian McCaffrey though. I think he's playing better football than all of them. Don't get me wrong, Tyreek's playing lights out, and I just think it only goes to Tyreek if he drops 2,000, even just 2,000. He ain't got to hit 22. But let me go. That's what I wanted to go look at. I wanted to look at receivers. Where you at? Receiving. He has 1,400. Let me see something. I think he averages like 113, 130 yards a game, something like that. I'm trying to see. Let me see if I can do the math. He's at 1,481 now, right? We're in week 14. Have they had their bye week yet? I think that. Have they had the Dolphins had the bye week? I don't remember for some reason. Let me see. Is it this week? Let me see. Regular season schedule. I don't know why I have a brain fart right now. Okay, so it's this week. All right. So let's see here. Where are you at? Let me go back to Tyreek. All right. So 1481. He got a bye week this week. You got week 15. He dropped. Let's say he drops 112 yards in week 15. Week 16, he drops 130. Week 17, he drops, let's say 121. He gonna need 150 yards a game to get to 2,000. Because let's just say he hits 200 in the last game. Just to, yeah, it's not far fetched. He gonna need at least. Was that 15, 16, 17? Ooh. Really? Yeah, he's gonna need at least 15, 16, 17. Yeah, he's gonna need at least 130 yards a game for the last 4 games in order for him to hit 2,000. And in order to do that, I think that's the way he'll win MVP at wide receiver. At running back, see what Christian McCaffrey got. He only has 1,000 rushing yards. So he won't win MVP because these last few games he ain't going. So yeah, it might be. I don't know. Maybe Dak Prescott. I don't know. See, some numbers tell you a little bit more. So I guess I got Dak 1, Tyreek 2, because his 2,000 isn't far fetched. It's just what he has to do each game to get it. And I got Christian 3 because I didn't know he only had 1,032. Jeez. Rushing numbers are down this year. I thought by now he'd have at least 11, 12. But anyway, let us get to the duds and heroes of the show. All right. Ooh, at number 5, Zach Moss. Ooh, you know what, Zach Moss? You know what you get? Let's break you out of here. Put you right there. Bring you in here. Put you here. And then go to the brand. Where you at?
Bruh.
You have 51 rushing yards, 2 receptions, and 6 yards for 7.7 points. Not good. David Njoku, boy, you fell back to what you used to be, huh? 2 receptions for 17 yards. 3.7 fantasy points. Justin Herbert, you played a whole game against the New England Patriots. You threw 22 for 37. Not bad. 212 yards. Pretty ugly. -5 rushing yards. Don't know why you're running. 8 points. 8 flat points in fantasy against the New England Patriots. Tommy DeVito scored against the Patriots, bro. Are you serious? I see. I don't know. Now I can see Herbert can't close. You got paid all that money. You can't close. Oof. Jahmyr Gibbs, 60 rushing yards. 1 reception, -6, 6.4 fantasy. That's why Jose. Jahmyr, you didn't have a good game, pimp. Austin Eckler, 18 rushing yards, 2 receptions, and 6 yards. Bill Belichick said, go sit down. These were our fantasy duds, and fantasy duds get one thing. This is my other favorite one. That was horrible. All right, so enough of the duds. So we don't do too many because if you had one of these 5, these were important 5. You had one of them, you lost. You had one of them, your season might have been over. Oh yeah. All right, so we transition over to our fantasy heroes. At number 5. Tyreek Hill, -4 rushing yards, but he had 5 receptions for 157 yards and 2 touchdowns for a fantasy value of 32.3 points. CD Lamb. Oh, where's that? Y'all get your own, bro. Where is that?
Show today is all about we them boys. The show today is all about we them boys.
I love
the show today is all about we them boys.
But CD Lamb,
is all
30
about
rushing yards, 12 receptions for 116 yards, and a touchdown for a fantasy value of 32.6 fantasy points.
How about them Cowboys? Yeah!
All right. Nico Collins, 9 receptions, 191 yards, and a touchdown for a fantasy value of 34 points without the sightings of Tank Dell, but good job holding the team down. It's gonna be rough. It's gonna be rough for a little bit for the Texans losing Tank Dell, but that was a great, just a great show by Nico Collins to come in and just hey, we still got it. We still got boys in here that can ball. So good job for that. Deebo Samuels, 22 rushing yards, 1 touchdown, 4 receptions for 116 yards for 2 touchdowns for a fantasy value of 35.8 fantasy points. I hope Jose started him. Good job on that one. And Lucas stayed at number 1. He already went over his numbers. DK Metcalf. You ain't gonna do it again. All right, next up we have our top quarterbacks. Let's see. Outside of Geno Smith, who played Thursday, we have Trevor Lawrence, 22 for 29 for 258 yards and 2 touchdowns, 8 rushing yards, and a touchdown for 25.1 fantasy points. We have Jake Browning, 32 for 37, 354 yards and a touchdown. Not bad. 22 rushing yards and a touchdown, and 1 reception for -7. Not sure why they did that, but he had a fantasy value of 26.7 fantasy points. Good job, Jake Brown. I'm gonna keep my eye on you. Next we have Dak Prescott.
The show today is all about we them boys. The show today is all about we them boys.
Dak Prescott, 29 for 41, 299 yards, 3 touchdowns, 23 rushing yards for a fantasy value of 28.3 fantasy
How
points.
about them Cowboys? Yeah!
Brock Purdy, 19 for 27, 314 yards, 4 touchdowns, 9 rushing yards for a fantasy value of 29.5 fantasy points. Brock Purdy's touchdowns are going up to 4+. Good job, Purdy. Good job. All right. Let's see. Who do we have next? Top running backs. James Conner is back on the map with 105 yards and 2 touchdowns for a fantasy value of 22.5 points. Derrick Henry, another signing of 102 rushing yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 reception for 18 yards for a fantasy value of 25 points. Devon Achane with a nice return, 73 rushing yards, 2 touchdowns, and 3 receptions for 30 yards. Alvin Kamara, 51 rushing yards, 2 touchdowns, 6 receptions for 58 yards for a fantasy value of 28.9 points. And Joe Mixon is leading the pack with 68 rushing yards, 2 touchdowns, and 6 receptions for 49 yards. Good job, running backs. All right, outside of CD Lamb and DK Metcalf and Deebo Samuels and Nico Collins. Oh, well, it's everybody we went over for in the top position. So it's all Tyreek Hill, CD, Nico, Deebo, and DK. So we don't need to run those through. Tight ends, we have Harrison Bryant, 5 receptions for 49 yards, and a touchdown for the Browns for 15.9 points. Ooh, 5 receptions, huh? Let's keep an eye on Harrison Bryant because what happened to Njoku? So yeah, keep your eye on Mr. Harrison Bryant, people. Next up.
How about them Cowboys? Yeah!
Get it wrong.
The show today is all about we them boys. The show today is all about we them boys.
Jake Ferguson, 6 receptions for 77 yards and a touchdown with 19.7 fantasy points.
How about them Cowboys? Yeah!
Trey McBride. I love Trey. That is, I think it was gonna be Hollywood. Nah, buddy. I saw it in game 1. Trey McBride is Kyler Murray's favorite target. Why? Because Kyler Murray still plays like a damn rookie. That's why. So Trey McBride, 8 receptions, 89 yards for a touchdown for 22.9 fantasy points. Evan Ingram, 9 receptions for 82 yards and 1 touchdown for a fantasy value of 23.2 points. Oh my God. And this guy who just loves to stay on top at times, Sam Laporta, 9 receptions, 140 yards, and a touchdown for a fantasy value of 29 points. Where we are. Good job, tight end. All right, defenses. We have the Houston Texans defense at 12 points with 3 interceptions, 3 sacks, 17 points against. Chargers defense, 1 fumble recovery, 5 sacks, 0 points against. That's the only reason why they have 14 points, because the Patriots didn't score. Excuse me. Dolphins defense, 1 touchdown, 1 interception, 3 sacks, 15 points against for a fantasy value of 14 points. Falcons defense, 1 interception, 2 fumble recoveries, 4 sacks, 6 points against for 16 points. And the Colts defense, 1 touchdown, 2 fumble recoveries, 6 sacks, 1 block, 26 points against for a fantasy value of 17 points. And our favorite position of all, kickers. We have Jason Sanders, 1 for 40 to 49 yards, 6 extra points for 10 points. Anders Carlson, 2 for 2, 4 for 49 yards. 3 for 3, extra point for 11 points. Hey, keep your eye on Anders Carlson for Green Bay. Evan McPherson, 1 for 40 to 49, 1 of 2 for 50 plus, and 4 extra points for 12 fantasy points. Excuse me. Matt Gay, 3 for 3 for 39, 1 for 40 to 49, and 1 extra point for a fantasy value of 14 points. And
The show today is all about we them boys.
Brandon Aubrey, 4 for 4 for 39, and 3 extra points for a fantasy value of 15 points.
How about them Cowboys? Yeah!
All right, so that was all the kickers, all the positions. And now let's go over my favorite part. Let us take a look at the worst team in fantasy. So, if you started Justin Herbert with 8 points, running back 1, Miles Sanders with 3.9 points, running back 2, Austin Eckler with 4.7 points, wide receiver 1, Terry McLaurin with 0 points. Oof. Wide receiver 2. How are you not on the dud list, bro? You had a whole 0. Really? Hey, somebody wasn't paying attention to the dud list. Because that's horrible. 0 points? Come on, my guy. Oh my goodness. Josh Down, 4.4 points. Jawan Johnson. Why do people have Jawan Johnson on their roster? I told y'all people he is nothing more than the gold digging wife that wastes all his money for no football that he plays. Leave that man alone, please. She's gonna leave him and find somebody else when this is over, because his career doesn't go anywhere, bro. He is not good. He's just a blocking tight end. Leave it alone, bro. Leave it alone. Cade Otton, that's the one I'm a little sad about with the 0 points for Cade. That breaks my heart. Eagles defense -6 points, and Boswell 3 points and as a kicker. You are the worst team in week 13 with a fantasy value of 18 points. That's ugly. Oh my goodness. And for the best team, if you started Geno Smith, you got 30 points. Running back 1 of Joe Mixon for 29.7 points. Running back 2, Alvin Kamara, 28.9 points. Wide receiver 1, DK Metcalf, 37.4. Deebo Samuels is your wide receiver 2 with 35. Sam Laporta is your tight end 1 with 29. Your flex is Nico Collins with 34.1. Your defense is the Colts at 17, and your kicker is Aubrey with 15 points. That gave you a fantasy value of 256.9. That is the perfect fantasy team. I like doing that. That's pretty cool to see who the worst based on points and who the best is. Like just a mix of all these players. But yeah, somebody on whoever did the dud list, bruh. How you miss Terry McLaurin with his 0 points? How you miss Kate Otten with 0 points? How you I don't even know why Juwan Johnson is somebody's lineup. That's stupid. Why would you have Juwan Johnson there should be like 0 shares of Juwan Johnson in fantasy. Why are people touching him? I'd rather you go get Kyle Pitts at this point over Juwan Johnson. Like that's who's worse than Kyle Pitts, if anybody was wondering. All right, let's go check out one other thing real quick. See if there's any fantasy news. Let's see. Nothing crazy right now. Oh, we got just something friendly out of the Miami locker room. Who was this? Tyreek Hill bought a scooter for each of his teammates. Yeah, the whole locker room going crazy. So yeah, that was their Christmas gift from Tyreek. They're gonna get him his. I think they're gonna get him his 2,000. I think the team is gonna make sure Tyreek Hill hits 2,000. I really feel that's even why Waddle is taking the back. He's taking more of a backseat than people think, and not in a bad way. He's not letting Tyreek is taking the lead. They're gonna let that man get his 2,000. They really are. It's gonna be rough. As I said, he needs at least 130 yards a game, but Tyreek can get 157 real quick. So off of 4 catches. So we'll see how it turns out. We'll see how it turns out. I'm excited to see it. All right, so no real big news or updates right now. Hopefully, there might be fun stuff for tomorrow's show when we go over Thursday night's game. So yeah, tomorrow's show will be Thursday night's game. We'll talk about that, starting sits, and any fantasy news updates that we need to discuss. And then basically, you guys come to me with your start and sit questions and your trade questions. Well, it shouldn't be any trade questions now. It should kind of all be start and sits at this point. Hey, Pate, let's see what we got. Thanks for coming in. What do we have? Pick 3 to start this week. Michael Pittman, Kyron Williams, Joe Mixon, Devon Achane. Ooh, buddy, that's a tough list. Let me go take a look at something real quick. Fantasy scoring leadership. Yeah, there we go. All right, Pittman. Let's see here. He's projected for 18. Yeah, Cincinnati got no corners. So yeah, we're starting Michael Pittman. That was easy. I just needed to see who he was playing against. We start Michael Pittman. Let's see what else we got. See, we start Michael Pittman. We definitely start Kyron Williams. That's an automatic. So now it is between Joe Mixon and Devon Achane. Let's see here. Where we at? No, Miami don't have no bye week. They already had their bye week. What was I talking about? See, I knew I was missing something. They play Tennessee. Miami plays Tennessee. Let me look at Mixon. So he only had 16 yards against Pittsburgh, but he did have 21 against Baltimore, which is a really good defense. He did have 12 against Houston, which is a really good defense. He had 17 against Buffalo. He had 20 against San Fran. He gets in the end zone a lot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 touchdowns in what is this? 6 games? It's not bad. But they are playing Indiana. Indiana is a very tough defense against the run. Let me see. If it were me, ooh, Devon, come on. Why is it so tough? Because I don't want to say neither one. Ah. Miami they're playing against Tennessee, and their defense doesn't scare me at all. His projection is higher than Mixon's. Mixon is 15. A-Chain is 16 point. I'm gonna go A-Chain. I'm gonna go A-Chain only because that Colts defense is stifling against the run. Let me see something. Colts against the run. Oh, they're number 1 in run defense. Ah, bro. yeah. Mike Mixon. Yeah, we don't do those. I don't even if Mixon scores, it's like, oh, good job. Sorry I sat you. But at this point, I gotta go with Devon A-Chain due to the matchup. Tennessee's defense. Let's go look at that. Right, we did Colts defense against the run. To Titans defense against the run, right? Oh, yeah, I found the sheet I was looking for defensive statistics. All right, so let's see here. Rushing. Let's see. Where am I looking? Tennessee. Where are you? There you go. So, if I'm looking at that correctly, Tennessee allows 106 yards rushing a game. Like Philly only allows 90. Jacksonville only allows 90, 93. Tampa Bay only actually allows 99, which is really good. Vikings only allow 96. Detroit only allows 93. New England only allows 88. So this Firebill Belichick needs to hush. 49ers only allow 79. So yeah, the Titans allow. Titans. They allow 106 rushing yards a game. We're the Colts. Ooh. So, they're not number one. Take that back. No where. So that must have been old information. We got a problem. We might have to go with Joe Mixon. So rushing yards a game, they are ranked 26, the Colts, in rushing. Wait, hold on. No, that's offense. That's not what I'm looking for. Yeah, I think you are actually safer going with Joe Mixon because, yeah, these Colts give up a lot of yards on rushing. Their net yards rushing is 1,390. Their opponents 1,599. So yeah. I'm gonna go with Joe Mixon against this Colts defense. Yep, that is yeah. Let me just see if I can find one more thing, but I think that's what we're gonna go with. Let me find one more thing. I just want to see one more thing. Okay, so rushing yards per game. So the Colts, the Bengals are actually rushing 133 yards a game. So we go with Joe Mixon. See something. Thinking Tennessee. Where are you at, Tennessee? Yeah, they actually allow the lowest. They only allow 106. So we gotta go with Joe Mixon. Sorry for that confusion. I gotta be as precise as it can be. So I do apologize for that. But yeah, we're gonna go with actually Joe Mixon instead of A-Chain due to the fact that the Colts give up 133 yards rushing. So it'll be Michael Pittman, Kyron Williams, and Joe Mixon. Or do we sit Michael Pittman and go with 3 running backs this week? Because all 3 of your running backs catch. Who's Kyron Williams play, actually? I didn't even look at that. Kyron Williams is playing Baltimore. He should be fine. So what I would say is, if you're okay with going 3 running backs, I would go Kyron Williams, Joe Mixon, A-Chain. However, if you want to go with a wide receiver and 2 backs, it'll be Michael Pittman, Kyron Williams, and Joe Mixon. Oh, no problem. No problem at all. That's what coach is here for. Who we got here? Javier. What we got? Pick 2. Kyron, Bijan, Moss. I have Eckler as well. I'm riding with him all season, sadly, as he's my favorite player. Oh, Javier. Hey, buddy, I need you from here on out to never watch anything else but this show. We got to get away from that favorite player stuff. Favorite players take down our teams, okay? We got to go for people we don't know about, like Tommy DeVito, okay? Who else hit the map late in the season? Well, Devon A-Chain, he just got hurt. But no, we got to get away from the favorite player tactic. That will always be a demise of your team in fantasy football. Because again, why? Your statement right here. I'm riding with them all season. Sadly, me, favorite player or not, I'm gonna drop your punk. I'm gonna drop you if you ain't producing the way I need you to produce. You got to know my favorite player are the ones that score points in fantasy. That's your favoriteness. We can't rely on players all the time. Sometimes players will let us down and disappoint while we should have played somebody else. I done benched, what's his name? Herbert on many occasions. I done benched Gurley, having him on my team. And sometimes those are really great. Like I benched him one time, he got me 28, but I had Chubb who had me 30. So I was happy. But one time I benched him too for I think another player. And he actually only got me 12. The other player got me 23. So it's okay to bench our favorite players sometimes. It's okay to let them go if they ain't not doing so. It's okay to trade them away. We got to say sayonara sometimes. But let's see. Pick 2. I'm going to Bijan and Kyron. Yeah, I don't trust Zach Moss right now. Yeah, I think he'll be okay. I think it was just a bad game. It's not like the Bengals are great against the run, so I think he'll be fine. Who does Eckler play actually this week? I don't want to say no Eckler unless I know who he's playing first, at least. Sometimes matchups do matter. I thought it mattered. Oh, they're playing Denver. Nah, they're done. No Eckler. No Eckler. Nope. For me, it's got to be Kyron and Bijan. That's what I'm going with. Let me double check on Bijan real quick. They're playing Tampa Bay. It's a division game. Yeah, he'd be fine. Tampa, he'll score. It's not about his yardage. It's the fact that he'll still score. So yeah, I'm going Bijan and Kyron Williams this week in week 14. That is what I'm confident with riding with. All right, everybody. If there's nothing else, I really appreciate you guys tuning in for today's show. Again, tune in tomorrow, 9 a.m. bright and early. We're going to go over any more fantasy news or updates that come along the wire, any injury reports or anything that pop up. We have tomorrow's Thursday night game that we're going to go over for starting sits. And then again, we got Friday is our main starting sit day. So yeah, just come on, throw your comments in there, you guys. Coach is going to answer every single last one of them, every start sit, every I go thorough, as you can see. You know, I'm not going to just give you an answer. There's things coach need to go look and see, and you get to sit right here and watch me do it. Okay. So I love it. Thank you guys again for all the subscriptions. Thank you guys for watching. I do appreciate your time with me. And I'll see you guys tomorrow.
Thank you for staying to the end. If you're watching this on YouTube, please like this video, subscribe, and also hit that notification button so you can be notified next time we put out a video. If you're listening on any podcast platform, subscribe and hit that notification button, y'all, so you can be notified we put out another podcast audio. And last but not least, hit that share button. No matter what you're listening to or watching it, hit that share button and send it to somebody that you know that would love to watch this episode you just listened to. So once again, thank you for staying to the end, and we'll see y'all at the next episode.